Hello, I'm John McAllister with the John McAllister Report. And, as you know, we do a lot of different things, a lot of different areas of sports, primarily football and coaches, and we're hopefully going to get back to doing athletes. But today, we're going to talk with a head football coach at my hometown, Upper Sandusky High School, the Fighting Rams. Russell Hall has been, I think he came in 2008 as a teacher assistant coach, worked his way up, and he's a good young head coach. Maybe starting his sixth year in these, a tough conference, and he's still keeping the program going in the right way. So we're going to talk about returning players, about coaches, and about no X and O's, just his outlook on the coming season, just like a preseason football town, pretty much, but a lot shorter. So if you'd sit back and please enjoy my conversation with Russell Hall, the head football coach at Upper Sandusky High School, home of the Rams. Okay. Like I said earlier, my guest is right here in my hometown of Upper Sandusky, Russell Hall. Russell is a Tiffin guy. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Glad to be here.
Glad to be back. You were excited last year when I talked to you, and you're excited this year.
Yeah.
And that's emotions of the coaches are so important.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little background first. Tiffin, Ohio. Did you play at Columbian then?
No, I played at Tiffin Calvert. So I graduated in 2001. So 97, 98, 99 in the 2000 seasons.
Okay. Calvert. I didn't realize that.
Yep.
And then the other thing, did you play at Heidelberg or just go to Heidelberg?
Yeah, I played at Heidelberg there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who did you play
great
for?
Opportunity. I played for Rick Servino for 1 year, and then he left. And then Brian Cochran the last 3 years.
Okay. They're doing pretty well right now, I think, aren't they?
Yeah. Heidelberg's been doing exceptionally well. Yeah. Coach Donaldson's there, doing a great job as a head coach, and they got a nice core of assistants and offensive, defensive coordinators that are just top-notch guys, and doing things right.
That's good. Okay, let's talk about the Upper Sandusky Rams. I haven't had a chance to get out. I think I will tomorrow, in fact. Practice tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, come on out. So
what time?
We'll start pre-practice there around 4:15-ish, and we'll practice then 4:30 to 6:30.
Yeah, that's really good. You like that practice schedule going evenings or going after? Later?
Yeah, it has its benefits. Obviously it's cooler in the morning. It's harder and harder to get teachers that are coaches. And I'm pretty fortunate. I feel I've got a pretty good staff, and unfortunately I only have one other coach on staff that is a teacher. The rest of them have normal jobs and bills to pay. So, you can't call in sick every day and practice in the morning, but I kind of like practice in the afternoon. It's a little hotter. It's more realistic to, how it's going to be, come game time. So it's a little warmer then, and I think it gives us just a little bit of that feeling ahead of time, with the players, with the heat and stuff like that. So it's actually kind of a good thing.
I really like the idea, and I never did it as a head coach, but I like the idea. Plus, you work them really, really hard, and at 7:30, they're not going to go out running around too much.
Hopefully.
Go home and swim and lay around, hopefully.
Yeah.
I always thought that was good. And then kids can have part-time jobs.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I think, and then you're getting ready for school. When school starts, your 3 o'clock practice or whatever. No, I think it's a great idea. I didn't realize you were doing it all the time that way.
Yep. Even our 2-a-days are later.
That's right. That's good. Tell them, okay, we've started. Who's helping you, Russ? No, let's go to you first. You signed you as a teacher in 2008, right?
Yeah, that was my first season at the high school, coaching
Okay.
out here at the high school as an assistant.
Okay.
With BJ Queen was in 2008 there. So this is my 17th season coaching at the high school level out here at Upper Sandusky. Yeah,
Wow.
and this is my 7th year as the head coach already. Yeah, it flies by. Seems like yesterday, thinking back to 2008, 2009, those juniors and seniors. It's funny, you see them now and they're grown men, and I think of them, as juniors and seniors in high school. So it goes fast.
Great. It's great. And it does go fast.
Yeah.
With that being said, you're starting your 7th year. Okay, tell me one thing that you did as a first-year head coach that you don't do now.
I would say time management. I'm more likely to pass some things off now than as a first year where I felt like I need to have my finger on absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Trust my assistants. It kind of drives my wife a little crazy at home. When I was up till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning every day. Watching practice film. Watching other opponent film for scouts and stuff like that. So I would say time management. Kind of drawing the line to make sure I'm a dad and a husband too, and not just a full-time football coach.
That's really good. That's really good, but it does go fast.
Yeah.
And I've always said as a coach, it's the quality time rather than quantity time. When you get home, I know it's tough, but that's family time. I mean, when you can, and that's really important. Okay, going to your 7th year, that's really good. What's one thing that you do different? Well, I talked about that, but what's one thing that you do now that you didn't do when you came in as a head coach? Or about the same thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's similar things here and there. One thing, when I was a first-year head coach and calling the defense, I was really focusing on trying to see all 22 in practice. And I've learned that's just not. I don't have Coach Hughes. I don't have his experience to see all 22. I don't have your experience, John. I can't see all 22. So I try and focus it down into different areas on plays. And it's not always point of attack. Sometimes it's backside and things like that. So that's one thing I've kind of learned to do. And by doing less, but my focus is sharper, I feel I get more out of it and a better feel for what kids are doing, during practice, how they're doing and adjusting and things like that. And two, trust in my assistant coaches that they're watching their positions as well to try and coach and see who's doing well.
Speaking of assistant coaches, and I agree with you, but I also will tell you, I don't think hardly anybody can watch all 22 at once.
Yeah,
they can even the big time guys. I mean, they have an idea of what they're looking for.
Yeah,
and that's a little bit of the difference. What the play is. I mean, let's cut to the chase. That's hard to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You've got to really be around it a long time. So.
Well, even that, you're cheating somebody.
Yeah.
If you're trying to watch everybody at once, you're cheating somebody.
Yeah.
But no, I'm sure you're doing a good job. There's some myths. People say those things, but that's not possible. Some of that stuff. Okay, talk about assistant coaches. You have guys coming back, don't you, from last year?
Yeah.
And who's coming back, or who's been with you a long time?
Yeah. So Seth Fitzgerald has actually coached with me all 7 years. He came in my first year as a head coach and was actually our freshman coach. And then from his second year and my second year on, he actually transitioned to my offensive coordinator position. And, he's done an unbelievable job of, trying to analyze the kids, the strengths, weaknesses, as well as the game of football. And he's always looking to learn and get better so that he can try and maximize, the talents and tools that he has on the offensive side of the ball. So, yeah, he does. He does a great job with that, has every year as an offensive coordinator, did a great job his first year 7 years ago, which is why, I didn't hesitate to try and ask him, hey, do you want to call offense? I've had Todd Fry all 7 years. Todd helps with the DBs. He does the receivers. He helps with the special teams and just does a great job too. Couldn't ask him to do anything he doesn't already do. He just
come on, Coach. We know he's a sheriff, so
we give him a hard time, but those guys do a great job. So Jeremiah Johnson is back. He's been with me all 7 years. Running backs, linebackers. Coach Jason Beidlecheese has been with me. He's an alumni of Upper Sandusky here. All 7 years, does a great job. Asked him a year or two ago, step down to the freshman level and help with them. And he does a great job coaching things, and he's patient. And his knowledge of football has just continued to grow. Let's see, who else have I had? Well, I've got Ryan Holman still. Not nearly as much with Caden, having the opportunity to go play baseball, at Finley there. So he's a volunteer. He comes when he can, and his knowledge in the passing game, quarterback, receiver play is top notch. I've had Bo Hahn the last couple years. He helps with the defensive side of the ball and safeties. I don't want to forget anybody. I've got Kobe Taylor is an alumni, a recent alumni. He reached out. He was interested in trying to get involved in coaching. He's a volunteer. So he's helping with the receivers and DBs, relearning himself and trying to help them. Adam Jones is a new guy this year. He actually graduated from Cary, married an Upper girl, lives in Upper, and was interested in trying to get in coaching as well. So he's helping us out with tight ends and D-line. Trey Washburn is back again, former player for me. Interesting thing about Trey, John, is he never played the game of football until he was a junior in high school. And when he came out, he couldn't tell you if a guard played on offense or defense in our terminology. And by the time he was a senior, he's just a great example of hard work and determination. I mean, he was a fantastic player as a senior. Just his level of growth was unbelievable, and it's fantastic. He's a volunteer. He works a lot of hours, but when he's free, he loves coming out, helping and working with the linemen, and does a great job. Another new guy I got back, John, this is a name. He graduated in 2008. Isaac Anderson stepped back. Graduating from Upper here. He was a phenomenal offensive lineman when he played here at Upper, watching him as a player. And I got to coach with him a few years when we were both assistants. But he stepped away there and got married, had some kids, stuff like that. And I reached out to him, and he's back. And his knowledge of offensive line play is phenomenal. Researching drills, technique, all that stuff. So, like I said before, if I forgot anybody, I apologize. Didn't mean to leave anybody out. But I'm very, very fortunate to have a pretty good staff, in my opinion. So.
It's really good. I will tell you this about Isaac Anderson. He helped me at my combines and camps. Yeah. And he was reliable, accountable, and did a heck of a job.
Yeah, he just does a phenomenal job.
And now I know this is just working the Powerball, but he was so efficient and knew exactly what he was doing. Really good. I know the other guys, but I don't. They've never been around me like Isaac. And number one, he's accountable. Yeah, I mean, he was always there, and if he could, he called me 3 or 4 days ahead. But that's really good.
Yeah, and that's where it comes in. With all my assistants, whether they're paid, whether they're volunteer. If they let me know, communication is big, and I can count on them, and they just want to do what they can to get better and help the team.
I think it's so important, communication, and plus work with kids. Yeah, don't the Woody Hayes days are gone. I mean, the yelling and screaming, in Upper Sandusky, I'm sure it's changing, but a lot of people have that mentality of the successful coaches that were here years ago. Well, those days are over. Tackling is different, blocking.
Yeah, you can't coach. Like it's not 1990s anymore, or even the early 2000s. So.
Okay, good. Let's talk about participation. You said you had about 57 kids come out, or 57 players. That's pretty good. How many freshmen there?
I believe we have 17 freshmen. So it's actually our biggest
40,
group.
Roughly upper 3 grades.
Yeah. So
that's not bad in this day and age.
We'll take it.
Yeah, that's good. And and you're keeping those freshmen. If you can just keep the freshman class intact, and keep them as many as you can, and then hopefully they'll play as sophomores. And if you get 10 or 12 seniors, by the time they're seniors, you're in great shape then.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Experience. And that's the thing. You just get better. Yeah. When you play the game, you get better. You sharpen your skills,
And the key,
everybody wants to come and play varsity right away. It seems like nowadays, you pick up the new NCAA game. I mean, you want to be when you build a player, you want that player to be the man. And I think, modern, that instant gratification, but yeah, it takes patience,
but I think the
build.
other thing, if you look, and we'll go in, I want to talk about some players, and then, but the other thing, Coach, is I think kids have to play.
Yeah.
And I went out and watched like 4 freshman games last year because I loved them, and they were pretty good. Plus, I really, really like the quarterback. I forget, Dunn.
Yeah, Keegan Dunn. Yeah, hard worker.
There's something about him. He's only going to be a sophomore, but still, there's just something about him. But I thought the freshmen handled themselves well, and but if you can play them, just play everybody.
Oh yeah.
Junior high. I think guys. I don't know about Upper Sandusky, but play everybody. I mean, there were years and years ago where half the kids didn't get to play.
Yeah.
All the coach was worried about is W's and L's.
Yeah.
In that sermon. Okay, sorry, but I think it'll really help participation.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because that's how you get better.
You lost a few. Who did you lose, Coach?
Guys that have been 4-year letter winners. Caden Holman ended his freshman season as the starting quarterback. Yeah. So he was out of eligibility. Gavin Fry, Ethan Hill, they were letter winners as freshmen. Yeah. Receivers, corners, they're gone. Damon Ward, I think he was a 3-year letter winner. Inside linebacker, he played running back for us last year as well. He's gone. Chase Teal, multi-year letter winner as well. Gone. Wow. So, yeah, you always miss the seniors. They leave big shoes, and it's hard to fill them. And it's always weird as a coach. You see the kids every day, 8th grade, 7th grade, in the weight room, and you see them every day for years, and then they're just gone. So
who you have coming back then? Just a few guys coming back, letter winners or whatever.
Yeah. At receiver, we still have from original starters last year, Max Martinez and Caleb Francis at receivers. They had great seasons last year as juniors. Hopefully they continue to do that. They're working hard to get better. We have offensive linemen coming back. Ben Taylor is coming back for us. Hey Schuster's coming back. Derek Barr's coming back. Gail Vince is coming back. All those guys started varsity games, plural, for us last year. So that's 4 starters coming back. On the offensive line side. And then the defensive line, Cale Vince, he's just a football player. He's able to find the ball, whether he's playing D-line, linebacker, and get to it. He's back. Mason Schaefer was a starter last year on the D-line. Linebackers, both Lewis brothers are back from last year. Brody Cox played a bunch of games for us at linebacker as well, safety position. He's back from last year. Caleb Francis played corner for us last year. Kason Godfrey played the last couple games playing some corner for us last year. So, we got quite a bit back. Unfortunately, last year we had about 4 years worth of injuries, which always stink. But is what it is. The next guy's got to be ready to go. The good news is they do get that game experience, maybe a little bit sooner than they would have before. But that'll sharpen their skills and get them used to the speed of Friday nights.
Right. That's for sure. That sounds really good. I don't want to, let's stay away from sophomores. It's pretty early for those guys, isn't it? Sophomore class.
Yeah. I mean, anybody you want to talk to or talk about, Kason Godfrey is a sophomore. Luke Lucas is doing really well. Lucas Osball, he played on that freshman team last year. You saw him play basketball last year, freshman. He's a hustler. He's a worker. He's in the weight room all the time, either at our weight room, lifting whatever sport he's in, or, he's at the local gym. He's just trying to get better and become a better athlete. Ezekiel Baldwin, same thing. You saw him on that freshman team last year. You saw him playing basketball. He played JV baseball. Same thing. He's just a worker, hard-nosed kid, doing whatever he can to get better. Like you said, that freshman class last year that are sophomores, they're great. They're great. They're hard-nosed kids that do whatever they can to make themselves better athletes, not just better football players, which is fantastic as a coach to see.
Right. For sure. Off-season. Tell me real quickly, you mentioned the off-season. It's so important, Coach. You guys, how did you off-season go? Let's talk winter and then spring. Spring's tough because of the sports.
Yeah.
Winter program. How is that? Is that really taking a hold now, do you hope, in Upper Sandusky? Are you getting good at
Yeah, I feel pretty confident. Our new athletic director last year, Blake England, worked with the athletic boosters, and we actually moved towards kind of a one program for every sport, so that we were lifting year round, but together.
Okay.
And that's with Joe Stacy there out of Tiffin/Finley. He moved to Finley now, but he does an unbelievable job of building a better athlete. And we had a meeting last year. Mr. England had a meeting, brought in Joe Stacy there. The head coaches were there from all the sports. And that way a kid doesn't, you don't got to go lift 5 times a day. You lift one. What season you're in, that takes priority. And then it's there. And it's all working towards the same thing, which is, not necessarily becoming a world-class sprinter or, a bodybuilder, but somewhere in between, to just be a better athlete and improve your strength, your balance, your burst.
I worry about that word body.
Like so
when you say bodybuilder, I worry because we don't need those guys. We need overall strength and
you need to be able to use it. Usable strength and athleticism. And we transitioned to that towards the end of the winter last year. Almost every program bought in and had their kids lifting, as scheduled. So hopefully moving forward, we hopefully strive to get to that 100% for every sport, so that our athletes in general, especially the ones playing multiple sports, which is what we need, and in our school, with a school our size, to be competitive in everything, we've got it. You can't just play one sport. If you're an athlete, we need you. So our school needs you, the community needs you, and we need you to be the best athlete you can be. So, and that's very successful. Yeah, it's a different approach with Joe's methods, but they work. And that's the thing. He puts in different time things. He does different vertical jumps and things like that. And the proof is in the pudding. It's right there. When they test out and all of a sudden they're getting faster, they're jumping higher. As a coach, what more can you ask?
Yeah, that's true. True, and that builds self-confidence.
Oh, for sure.
When you go out to play a game, whatever sport, they're not worried about the competition and surviving. Let the competition worry about them.
Yeah, just worry about you. Worry about what your job is, your assignment. Yeah, absolutely. With lifting and getting bigger.
Surviving. I mean, a lot of players are just out there, deer in the headlights eyes.
Yeah, I've seen it. You've seen it. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes it happens where, some kids out there that, they might not be able to tell you where the weight room is. And they're going up against a guy that pays rent to the weight room because they're there all the time. Unfortunately, it's not good when that's your team and you've got that player with those big eyes going against, that freak athlete across from them. So.
I think in 2024, it's just strength training has to be a part of you. I mean, if you're playing sport, it just has to be something that you do all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to keep doing it. You see it in professional athletes.
You want to be. Yeah. Okay. The Northern 10, and I had a sports writer when I was a head coach asked me, he said, "Coach, how many games do you think you can win this year?" I said, "Well, I don't know if we can, but I'd like to think if we got any kind of breaks, we could win them." Well, probably not. But what a stupid. And I said, that's a stupid question. But who looks good in the conference in the North?
Just coming back from last year, with the varsities and then the JV teams that we played, Colonel Crawford was very good. They were very good in both levels. Carey's going to be Carey. They've got that tradition, that football down year for them, 6-4, 7-3. So, they're going to be tough. And another team that I think is going to be kind of a dark horse is Mohawk. They've got a lot of guys coming back. They're good blue collar kids, and they work hard. So I think those three, and then I hope we're up there too. But like you said, I'd like to win them all, and we'll do the best we can. But as far as who in the Northern 10 is going to be really good, I would look Crawford and Carey, just like the last couple of years. And I think Mohawk's going to be a dark horse. Winford's tough. They've got that tough mentality over there. Seneca East is always good. It's a fantastic conference. It really is top to bottom. If you show up and think you're just going to win, it's been proven you're not. It's more than that.
Upper Sandusky, Colonel Crawford a few years ago, and Carey a few years ago, and you never know.
Yep.
Well, Coach, I'm going to talk to you another time about philosophies.
Yeah.
We're at 25 minutes, and that's usually where I want to stop 20 minutes.
Yeah. Feel free to cut out whatever you want. So
it's really been a good talking with you and very informative, and I appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime, John.
I'll come out. I was one of the best. You probably don't believe this. I was one of the best touch football quarterbacks in Upper Sandusky back in the day. Man, I could throw the bomb and everything. So
that was never me. So when I got hired, the first thing I asked for was a jugs machine. So.
Coach, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.